What's going on, everybody? We are playing some Starfighter Assault tonight. So that's what we got going on. Doing some Starfighter Assault, having a good time. Got some achievements. The First Order event thing. It said that the First Order won the big thing that was going on, so I won, but I just got a crate that had like 4,000 credits in it, and was like it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I gotta get more X-Wing kills, so I'm gonna play X-Wing for a little bit, but I really want to play bombers because I prefer the Y-Wing. But I need something like, I don't know, 15 more X-Wing kills. Oh, nothing we can do about that. Not much to do. So I hope you guys are doing good tonight. Hope you're all ready for the holidays. Maybe taking some vacation time. Have you seen episode 8 yet? I hope so. It was a powerful film. Dang, I do not like X-Wing. X-Wing is like dying a single hit, man. I feel like I'm flying a little escape pod. It's just funny how this is the second Battlefront game and they still haven't given us B-Wings yet. It just makes me so sad. What's going on there, Dexinator? We gotta go in here and take out these shield projectors. I am doing terrible. I joined this game late though, so I'll probably be in last place for a little while. Oh, no, you can't get me if I go through there. How are you going to get me? There's no way the missile went all the way through that. What kind of missile was that? B-Wings would be great in this. I don't know why they haven't done them yet. It really makes me sad that there's no B-Wings. This has always been my favorite Star Wars ship. Liberty. Oh no. I don't know. I don't know if I want even to deal with B-Wings on the ground. I just want a good solid space combat game. Like this, but more. And a little better. I want you to be able to customize your ship, paint it, have all the different ships, have capital ships. There we go. Got a few kills now. I'm not doing well this game, that's for sure. Whoa. Oh, did I hit that? It looked like I skidded right off of it. Alright. Hi there, it says your name is Daryl. It doesn't say your name is Alex. I think that it's lying to me. Oh, like reinforcements, you're saying. Yeah, no, I mean, that would be fine, especially if they're going to be a little more powerful. I would pay extra for a B-Wing. Hell, at this point, I'd pay for a pay-to-win kind of DLC, you know, an expansion that you have to buy just to unlock B-Wings. I don't care. I just want them. Oh, Kylo Ren. Oh, did I get him? Parzival. Is this Ready Player One? Oh yeah. If you're playing Armada, I apologize, but well, no, I don't apologize. It's a great game, and it's not going to be as expensive as X-Wing is because X-Wing has way too much stuff. And Armada looks to be down to one expansion a year. If you guys didn't hear, Wave 7 for Armada is on the boat now, as well as some of the new Legion stuff is on the boat as well. So they had a major update today. Mr. Pete, that's baloney. It's funny. On the boat means that they've basically, so the way that there's a production process for manufacturing expansions, basically they have to go to the printer. So because they're going to be printed and painted and boxed up and loaded into shipping containers. And then after that's done, then they go what's called on the boat. And they basically get loaded on a big boat in China, and it has to sail over to the docking ports like in America or in Europe or Australia or wherever. And then once the boat arrives, then they can be loaded on the trucks, taken to distribution hubs, and distributed to your local game store, and then you can go buy it. So being on the boat just means it's one step closer to being in your hands, although that's usually still like 3 months out once they go on the boat. And hi everybody that just joined in. We're playing some Starfighter combat tonight. Oh, that was a good shot. Real good shot. No, I got hit just as good. On the boat, well, it is a catchy phrase also, but it literally means what I just said. Because, like, we don't know what boat. We just say on the boat. Get out of there, get out of there. I really hate the speed berths, the afterburners. They seem so useless to me. MC-75 does look like it's going to be interesting. I think Radis is going to be really interesting too. I need to do some... I kind of want to do a video on different Radis ideas, because I've got some interesting ideas on ways to use him. I don't know if they're really, actually, I don't know if they're that interesting of ideas. They're probably just standard ideas, but I think he'll be fun. Oh, I didn't get points for that one. Yeah, the movie's been out for a week now, so I think it's okay if people want to talk about Episode 8. But actually, I'll open it up. Is there anybody that's currently listening that hasn't seen Episode 8, that plans to see it pretty soon, that would have a problem if people wanted to talk Episode 8? Yeah, I'm thinking 9 is going to have a much better space battle. But, I mean, like the episode, it was good. My favorite part was Yoda, really. Was definitely my favorite part. Because that symbolized everything about the movie. It was about, there were two main themes. And the two main themes were failure. And there was failure all over the place. And letting go of the past in a different, in different contexts. So one of the and it was tough. It was very hard to understand the lesson of the movie and to really take it in. Because like when I walked out of the movie theater the first time I saw it, I was just kind of in shock. I didn't even know what to feel. Like I knew there was things that I liked, but I was also really, really sad at losing Luke. Like I didn't want to lose Luke. I wanted him to at least be around for the next movie. And then I came to realize, well, of course, he can be around for the next movie. Just like Obi-Wan was around for the whole entire original trilogy. But, I think I had a lot of expectations. I had a lot of specific things that I wanted to see that I didn't see. And that made me bitter. And I was angry. And so it took me a little bit of time to process it. I don't think there's any criticisms you can give at all to Snoke that don't all equally apply to the Emperor. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's a single criticism you can give to Snoke that doesn't also apply to the Emperor. I thought it was a mistake, but I don't think it is a mistake. I don't think it's a mistake at all. I think the way he went out was really, really strong. Like he really became a true Jedi with the way he went out. He didn't, like you got to look at it again. He didn't even swing his lightsaber at Kylo Ren when he confronted him. He just, he talked to him, and he even apologized to him, and he was defensive. He was using the Force for knowledge and defense, exactly like Yoda said. I mean, really, there's so much going on. And just the way he went out was, and he also sacrificed himself to save the entire Resistance too. It was just so poetic and masterfully done. And especially staring into the suns, just like the way his journey started. That was pretty beautiful too. Oh, am I gonna die here? I stopped talking for a minute because I was close to dying. Oh, I'm regenerating now. Oh yes, we're gonna live. Whew, that was close. Is this guy AFK? What's this guy doing? Alright. But yeah, no, I thought, as soon as I die, I'm gonna catch up on the comments. Sorry if I'm having a good run right now. Man, I got 8 kills. I got 8 kills with that bomb. 9 kills with that bomb. Oh wait, no, this is the whole streak. Oh, I got a lot of kills with that bomb though. Man, I am having a fun run on the Slave 1. That rhymed! I'll say this though, again, I haven't checked the comments yet, but there were, I'm not going to say that Episode 8 was a perfect movie. There were problems with it, but I think personally that the problems that were there weren't so bad that they made me not want to enjoy the movie. Like I thought they were kind of smaller problems. All right, so I'm dead. Let me see what. Snoke and the Emperor both went out like idiots. Well, I think we just disagree there. I think they served a purpose. I think Snoke's purpose was, I mean, first off, he provided like the bigger bad, right? So he was like the guy that pulled Kylo Ren to the dark side. But then his absence gave Kylo Ren the option to, you know, like he was at a point where he could have turned back to the light. But then all of a sudden, his absence left this power vacuum, and you know, a Ben Solo now who could have gone back with Rey decided, no, I actually want power instead. So if Kylo Ren, if Snoke hadn't died, you know, if they had just managed to like escape, then the story wouldn't have gone the way it went. I'm gonna turn off my mic for just a second because I've got to do a little something real quick. It's just gonna get loud in here, so I'm turning off the mic for a moment. All right, we're back. All right, so we're talking about Episode 8 a little bit right now, and I'm looking at some of the comments in here. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. There's not enough evidence to prove Snoke is dead. I think his body cut in half and the tongue hanging out is pretty clear cut. I think it's pretty clear. And hey to everybody that just joined up. There's no sound? Yeah, I know. I had to turn off the mic just for a second. I had something going on real quick, so I just paused it for a moment. And everything's back to normal now. But yeah, no, Snoke's absolutely dead. There's no coming. Yeah, you don't come back from basically being cut in half. Well, actually, hold on. Darth Maul did. Darth Maul did. So, but we didn't see, like, we saw Snoke's, like, I think showing the tongue hanging out of him was meant to be completely deliberate. Like, yes, he's dead. He is totally dead. I can understand the complaints of, like, you wanted more out of his character. But I guess I would counter that with, well, there is a lot more to come. There's going to be movies and stories and books and stuff about, like, the founding of the First Order. We still don't know what's, you know, what Ray Sloan is doing. There's all kinds of stuff. Where's the Eclipse? You know, they left so much, like at the end of Aftermath where they founded the First Order. They didn't call it the First Order yet, but where it was this, like, the opening steps to that, there was so much that's still open, and Snoke wasn't there, so we still need to learn how he came in. Maybe if he had other plans and stuff. There's a whole world of Snoke open to being explored right now. Yeah. The best bad guy is Thrawn. I think Thrawn's the best good guy, to be honest with you, Daryl. Or Alex, right? Oh, no, I think Thrawn is the best good guy. But I love Thrawn. But he's not exactly clear-cut good or bad. I think he's just an honorable guy and a very efficient, enjoyable character to watch because he's got so many good qualities. I think to honestly think that Snoke isn't dead is, I don't know. I mean, you can think that if you want. You can entertain the theory if you want because it's fun to, to theorize. But please don't get your hopes up for that. That would be really ridiculous. I mean, if they're going to do that, might as well bring back the Emperor and Darth Vader and Darth Maul again and have Jar Jar Binks actually be the Sith Lord that he was supposed to be, and all of that. I mean, let's just change everything. Because then nothing on screen would matter anymore. Oh, that guy was flying pretty well. Wow, did we win that one already? Oh, I do want the Chiss. I think the new trilogy may involve the Chiss. I would love to see the Chiss Ascendancy and Chiss Clawcraft and Thrawn and, all of that show up in a new trilogy. And you could even put some of the Rebels crew. Maybe they, kind of just leave the fight. Maybe Kanan, walks away from Hera, or maybe Kanan dies and then Ezra and Sabine leave and go off in their own direction, and that's what kind of paves the way for the new trilogy. Oh, I got one more kill? Oh my gosh, okay. I don't even know which class it is. I wish it told you which... No, wait, no, this one's fighter. I'm looking for a different one. One more with a fighter, okay. We will see soon. But the other theme of Episode 8, beyond failure, and failure was important because everybody failed, was letting go of the past. And I think the idea there with letting go of the past was... is also talking to the audience. All of those, if they're speaking to you, you need to let go of the past. You still have the original Star Wars trilogy. You can go home and watch it on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, digital, whatever you want. But now we've got to pave the way for a future generation of people because, hell, these actors aren't going to last forever. We can't just keep making movies with Luke Skywalker. Dude is old, and as much as I want to see him be super awesome and do this, killer, scene where he lightsabered everybody in 6 different directions. He can't do that stuff. He's an old man, You got to let go of the past, and just be willing to, to try and enjoy Star Wars. And if you don't, that's okay. If you just didn't enjoy it, that's fine. I did, and I feel bad for people who didn't because I feel a real sense of happiness. Kill it if you have to. Maybe that's the dark side talking. But yes. Alright. I can change to a different class now. Well, it's not letting go of Star Wars. It's just letting go of the way Star Wars used to be. And I think there's going to be more Star Wars, and I think there will be more once you embrace the future. There's going to be more really enjoyable stuff. I actually am really looking forward to Episode 9. So I want to talk Episode 9 because Episode 9 gives me a lot of ideas and things to talk about. I am really hoping to see, so the First Order has a lot of a lot of ships. They've got like at least 50, if not 100 more Star Destroyers. You know, like what we saw was just a fraction. Although we did see the Supremacy, that's their biggest ship as far as we know right now, because that's even bigger than the Eclipse, which they should still have the Eclipse. And if not, I want to know why, you know. But Episode 9 should end up having a ton of really interesting stuff. I'm really hoping Episode 9 has a moment where it's not just the struggle anymore. And what I mean by that is, you know, the rebellion's always been like a ragtag group of fighters going up against a super powerful force, right? Well, at what point is the galaxy going to sit there and say, all right, enough is enough? First Order, you know, granted, you know, 7 and 8 took place within just a few days of each other. But, you know, when the message starts spreading, and people realize what the First Order did, they actually blew up multiple planets and blew up the entire government, and they get over the shock of that, they're going to stand up and they're going to say enough is enough. And the allies who said who didn't respond to Leia, are going to respond, and they're, you know, maybe they're all going to stand up. So you find, like, you know, a couple years later, Episode 9 starts, the funeral for Leia. You know, maybe it starts like they built a statue and commissioned a ship in her honor, and let's say it's an awesome ship too, like an MC-100 Mon Calamari with like a giant lightsaber off of it. So if somebody gets close enough, it'll slice them in half, right? And you also have an Akbar too, which is another awesome ship, and it's a big old broadside ship that can just decimate anything, right? So let's say the new rebellion's building a couple of ships. It's got you know, it's got a modest fleet, and, you know, maybe like 50 or 60 ships or so, you know, kind of like Battle of Endor size. But then they end up having to go up against, you know, like a couple of First Order ships at the beginning. You get like, I want at least 2 space battles in this next movie, right? And you're gonna see, like, here's what I want to see. I want to see them do pretty well against the First Order, and all of a sudden the entire First Order fleet shows up, and you know, boom, 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 you know, like 100 Star Destroyers warp in. It's like, and including the Eclipse, and maybe even some new stuff too. You know, maybe some old style dreadnoughts. Everything they've picked up, they just bring the entire wealth of their fleet. And so this new rebellion, they were like, oh, it was looking good, we still have to go. It's still the same way, you know. And then towards the end of the movie, and they finally get cornered, and let's say the First Order has an interdict or two, or, well, no, the Eclipse. The Eclipse actually has gravity wells, at least in the EU. We don't know if it still does, but that could perform that same role of stopping them from escaping. And that's when the rest of the galaxy shows up. The entire galaxy bands together, and now all of a sudden you've got an even battle. Like all of the rest of the Mon Cala, all of the rest of the Quarren, all of the rest of the Celestians, all the rest of Corellia, all the rest of Coruscant, you know, old Empire people who didn't go to the First Order, all of that. You see them join forces. You might even see like an old Victory Star Destroyer or a Venator or any of that stuff. And you see this giant battle where the entire galaxy stands up for itself, and the rebellion has expired them to. You know, and then they say, like, for Leia, you know, or something like that. I mean, that's what I want to see in Episode 9. And that's why I'm really excited for Episode 9, because they can do anything. And then on the other side of the things, on the Jedi side of things, I want to see Finn finally get that training. Like, we got teased with Finn with a lightsaber, like, oh, is he going to be the new Jedi or whatever? You know, and you don't have to be, you know, a force trained to hold a lightsaber. It's, you know, it just makes it easier. But maybe Rey, you know, maybe that's part of the new Jedi, is that, you know what, you don't have to be, it's not a royalty. You can be trained to use the Force. It's, I mean, everybody's got a connection to it, and maybe Finn has enough, just enough that he can at least, you know, be an instructor at Rey's new Jedi Academy or something. Maybe he's teaching people, you know, martial combat, so he's teaching people melee weapons and lightsabers. And maybe Finn's not the best Jedi, but you know what? He's a competent swordsman, and you know, and that's what he's doing. He's helping Rey, and I can see the movie starting out with like Rey kind of approaching some troubled youth who is just trying to escape his slave master or something like that. And that's what I'm thinking. So, all right, I see some criticisms about Luke in Episode 8. I understand those. That was one of the biggest criticisms, is people didn't want the Luke they knew to have given up and have been scarred and broken in that way. And honestly, as much as I want to defend the movie, I understand that. I think there's a good reason for why he was the way he was, but you know, I think that the story explained it well enough. I mean, heck, if you had a moment of real weakness and kind of embracing like the dark side there for a moment, and you know, and in your weakest moment you screwed up, you know, did something you shouldn't have, and then basically killed your sister's kid, you would be hard on yourself. It would be real, because Leia means the most to him in the whole world, and he was basically not just responsible, but directly responsible for pushing Kylo away, for pushing Ben, for killing Ben and creating Kylo. That was totally his fault, and so the story explains it. I understand if you wouldn't have wanted that to happen in the first place, and would have just, you know, I get it. I would have liked to see a more stereotypical Jedi-ish Luke also. I wanted, you know, I wanted the younger Luke. I want Sebastian Stan to play Luke in like a Jedi Academy kind of thing, where he, you know, that happens like maybe 10 years after Return of the Jedi, and see how he's going around just doing normal stuff. But yeah. But we can't always get what we want, and that's why I enjoyed the movie so much more the second time, because now that I was able to, you know, accept the fact that I was going to lose Luke, it just opened my emotions up to process everything else that was going on. And yes, Phasma was pretty much wasted. There was also some edits. I was talking to a friend today, and they talked about some scenes didn't make sense, and it was probably because of bad editing. And I think that's probably true. Like, and what I'm talking about is like when the Raddus goes to hyperspace, and like, you know, Finn and Rose are about to get executed. That big shockwave happens, and you know, all of a sudden, you know, like Phasma was right there, and then all of a sudden you see her and her stormtroopers walking in from a distance. You know, I'm like, wait a second, how did they all get over there, and why are they all formed up? They, you know, the whole thing just got rocked. You know, shouldn't they be on the ground? You know, little things like that. You know, and I think there was probably extra scenes that may have gotten, you know, there's a lot of footage that got left on the cutting room floor, and every once in a while there's stuff like that that just ends up not making sense, and I think was the case there. And hey, everybody else that just joined, we're playing some Battlefront 2, we're talking Star Wars, talking a little Episode 8, a little Episode 9 predictions, talking some gaming, just talking about whatever, you know. I have to check my achievements now and see what I got. Did I see that Rian Johnson said he didn't watch The Force Awakens or read the book before he wrote Episode 8? I did not see that he said that, and I wonder if that's true. How would he have known who Rey was? How would he have known anything? How would he have known that there was Luke at the end? How would he have known to start filming on that island? Of course he saw The Force Awakens. Maybe he started writing it and hadn't seen it yet, and then he's like, all right, well, let me figure out how to put this all together. It sounds like he had an idea of how he wanted things to go, and he certainly didn't do the payoffs that J.J. Abrams had built up, like, you know, the Knights of Ren and all this other stuff. A lot of that wasn't there. Viper just saw The Last Jedi for the second time. So, Viper, my question to you is, how do you feel after seeing it the second time? Did you like it more? Did you feel the same? Did you hate it the first time? Do you still hate it? Did you like it the first time? Do you like it anymore? I think a second viewing, because there's so much going on there, makes a big difference. I mean, I know some people who saw it 4 times in the opening weekend. I have a hard time seeing a movie more than once. Usually with the exception of Star Wars movies. You'll laugh at me if I tell you the one Star Wars movie I don't really want to ever watch anymore. You're gonna laugh because it's Rogue One, and I know that sounds ridiculous because Rogue One was amazing, right? And it's just because that one doesn't feel Star Warsy to me. Every other one, and I wish I could explain what specifically about it doesn't feel Star Warsy to me, but it just doesn't have the same magic. And now the last 20 minutes I'll watch over and over again, but I don't want to watch the whole movie. I think the Knights could be Snoke's guards, but I kind of like not necessarily knowing everything either. There's certain things I wanted to know. Like, I really thought Rey was going to end up being a Kenobi. Although I do think it's cool that she's just a common person. She's, you know, everybody. Anybody could be Rey. She's nobody at all. Like, there's something awesome to that. And it's kind of like, you don't have to be chosen. You know, anybody can be great. And I like that message. But still, it kills 2 years worth of spoiler theories and, you know, all of that stuff. Of course, there's always that chance that he was lying to her also. Or maybe it could be one of those happy circumstances where, not happy, but where Kylo Ren made an honest mistake. Like her parents were actually somebody important, and they also were crappy people that sold her for, you know, that sold her to Unkar Plutt. Like, maybe her mom and dad was like Dash Rendar and Mara Jade, and then they stopped being heroes and decided to sell her. Who knows? I mean, there's always that chance. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, from the way it's presented, I'm pretty sure it's locked in solid. Two things are locked in solid. One, Snoke is definitely 100% dead, and Rey is definitely locked in as basically being nobody that we would have known already, at least. That she's not a Skywalker, she's not a Solo, she's not a Kenobi or a Palpatine. That the Force just chose her because she was pure, you know, that she was a good person. And that's one thing you do get from Rey that's really good, is that she's really good. Like, she's a better, good-hearted person than even Luke, because even Luke embraced the dark side when fighting his father in the Emperor's throne room. Just for a moment he did, and Rey doesn't do that. Like, you don't see her do that at all. She is like totally good. She's so pure, and I think that's the message, is like, be good, and the Force will choose you, you know, or at least you have a shot. If you want to hold a cool laser sword, you know, you gotta be a good person. Go save random droids. I think that's the thing. Phasma is... I believe that Phasma's dead, but it might not be. Like, there's always that chance, because you didn't, you know, you just saw her kind of fall into the explosion. People have survived, like, you know, the rumor, you know, pretty sure Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc, you know, even after Disney wiped out the EU, you know. The slave kids might. They, what's the deal with it? I think they were there, and I think one of the biggest contrivances or plot holes or whatever was the fact that sent Rose and Finn off to, you know, off to this, you know, the planet Canto Bight, and on that little adventure. The big problem with that is that it ended up not really doing anything, right? They ended up not even be able to stop the Resistance from tracking them, and their whole mission pretty much failed. Again, back to the theme of failure. Everybody fails in this movie, right? But I was okay with that, because important things happened. It developed, you know, it developed Rose. You learned a lot about Rose. You learned a lot about some different takes on this war, and had the same people are selling to both sides of the war, and but more importantly, you learned how they're spreading the message of this rebellion throughout the galaxy, even to like a core First Order world like Canto Bight. So that's I think that's pretty important, you know. this to this guy. Alright, we got it. Oh, did I get him? The missile got him. Oh, right. I really want to get some points and unlock Boba early. I want to, because if you can drop a bomb in this area right here where everybody's going, you just get so many kills from that. And it's fun. Like, that's one of my greatest pleasures when playing this game is to play as Boba Fett and drop a bomb and kill like 8 people. It's rare to get something like that, but... Oh, V-Wing. How are we doing? We're getting there. We're not there yet. We're getting close. There we go. There we go. 18. All right. All right, I think I got enough to get Boba now. All right, let's try it. Oh, watch, he's 3. Watch, he's probably 3 here. Oh, he's 3,000. Are you kidding me? All right. DJ was, I don't know if he was pointless, but he had some interesting, interesting stuff to tell him. I think he helped advance Finn's character, teaching him a little bit, telling him a little bit more about war, pointing out some things, about who's buying and selling, and the only way to win is not to play effectively. He had a purpose, but you've definitely expected it to be way more, considering how much hype Benicio del Toro got coming into this movie. I will say he played that part very well. This dude can act, and I've seen somebody put so much of themselves into such a small role. He definitely earned his paycheck there. Alright, there we go. Oh, somebody got him already. Are you kidding me? Not cool, man. Alright, well, we'll save up. I'm really kind of disappointed we haven't gotten Billy D. Williams yet, though. I don't know why we haven't gotten Lando back yet. I can understand if they didn't feel like they wanted to put him in the second movie because they didn't want to be accused of trying to copy Empire completely. But I gotta say, man, like, if we don't get him in 9, I've got to wonder if maybe Billy D. Williams just can't act anymore. I wonder if there's like some kind of specific reason they haven't done him yet. Oh man, I'm getting a lot of points now. Alright. Oh, I see there's still a Slave 1 right there. I gotta follow the Slave 1. As soon as he dies, I can turn around and... Although the good part is gone because I can't put him right in that... Oh, he just dropped his bomb. Oh well, you don't always get to play the Slave 1. It's alright. I do just fine with Bomber. I got Bomber upgraded. I've spent like all my points in upgrading Bomber. I've got like 2 purples on this thing, including weapon damage. That's why I don't even like launch missiles as much. Sounds like there's a dying duck in the kitchen. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. Ah, they got me. Alright, I got not a single hero ship. Wow. Okay. No problem. You think Maz should come back? I don't know if there's much of a reason to. I don't know if there's much reason to bring Maz Kanata back. So who's going to die in 9 besides Leia? Well, if they want to bring in Billy D. Williams, if they wanted Lando to die, they could do that. Even if he can't act, though, like, at least have him, like, sitting, you know, like, giving a speech or something like that, or just being like, oh, so you're Poe, huh? All right. Or you're Finn, you knew my buddy Han, you know, or something like that. How much longer am I going to live stream? I don't know, maybe another 15, 20 minutes. Another couple rounds. Yeah, that could have been the Maz role, Mr. Pete. That's possible. No, they're never going to tell that story. That's going to be a book. Look, like these guys, Disney's taking all my money, but they want to write a book about everything. Like the Canto Bight book, I'm not buying that one. I bought Phasma, and Phasma was a complete, not a complete, like a 99% waste of time. The cool thing you get out of Phasma is that she made her armor from the Emperor's shuttle, and which isn't even that cool. But the cool thing is that it confirms that Admiral Sloane was still in the First Order. Once Snoke was already in charge, and Admiral Sloane outranked Hux, apparently. Which is important. And it makes me really want to learn more about Sloane. I mean, because I'm a fan of Sloane. Can I shoot these things? Alright, let's see who we can get. Oh, who are you? Where are you? Wow, they're all over the place. But yeah, so I don't know. I think 9 is going to be great. I'm not as excited about the Han Solo movie, though. Let's talk about Han Solo. Hey, you take care, guy. Let's talk about Han Solo, because I'll admit to you, when they said they were making a Han Solo movie, I was like, why? There's like 3 important things that happen to Han Solo that we know about. Then they're going to try to... I'm betting they're going to try and do all of them. Like, they're going to have Han Solo meeting Chewbacca and winning the life debt. They're going to have Han Solo winning the Millennium Falcon from Lando. And they're going to have Han Solo making the Kessel Run. And I don't want to see those things. You know, like, maybe one of those things I'd be okay with. But I just don't want to, like, some things are better left to story. Like, Han Solo, I think, is better left to mystery. I don't need to know, like, every little detail about everybody. Like, there's so many... I would rather have a Thrawn movie or a Boba Fett movie. Or you know what? Who I'd rather have a movie about? Somebody a little more obscure. Dengar. I wouldn't mind not getting a Dengar movie. Or a Forlom and Zuckuss movie. Or... Dengar would probably be easier because he's human. Some guys, we're gonna get you. I should probably be going after the objectives, but I just sit there and kill ships. I pave the way for my team to get the objective. How am I doing, by the way? That's a good question. Oh, you're a bomber. Oh, you have a pretty good... Alright, this is... Oh, man. We flew him right into that thing. Oh, I'm only in 3rd. What? How am I in only 3rd? I stopped the kill streak. Got 300 points for that. You saw a leak that a Hot Wheels ship for Solo was a prototype Star Destroyer. Oh, maybe it'll be a victory. Wouldn't mind seeing victories. Oh, it can be Tally. That'll be Tally. Funny thing is, we haven't seen a trailer or anything from the Han Solo movie yet, which is interesting. Oh, I just blew up Darth Maul. Tally's not too shabby, is she? Oh, but she can't blow up this guy. Oh, he's a... Let's go up. Yeah, see, victory is one of those things we need to see. We still have never seen one in canon. At least, I don't think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I haven't seen a victory in canon. Man, these A-Wings can move. Or I wouldn't mind if they canonized, well, it's already canonized, but if they showed us the Eclipse, like if it's being built, like during the Solo movie. It all depends on when Solo takes place. I don't think it's going to be very long before A New Hope. And I definitely don't want it to lead, like, right up into Han walking into the cantina. Because then it's just a contrived, like, a waste. Like, you're only using stories we already know. And I don't want them to give Han Solo a heart of gold and have him be, like, this super nice guy who just pretends to be bad or whatever. Like, he was a rough dude in the beginning of A New Hope. Stick with the Y-Wing. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I have not died yet. Oh, good. We got the astromech. Can I get these guys? Yes. A new class. What do I know that name from? Well, we don't know what time the Solo movie is going to be. It could take place over multiple times. You know, it could be in the, the early days of the, the Old Republic. And then, maybe Han Solo's a little baby. Maybe it starts out with him as a kid, explains, like, oh, his parents, XYZ, or he had an Uncle Han, and his name is actually Henry, and he's like, I don't like Henry, call me Han. Or something like that. Who knows? Who was stop shooting me? Who was shooting me? Can we get you? Go. Get out of here. I am gonna die before getting any kills with this guy. Alright. Oh, is that Maul? Yeah, your beautiful ship is toast, Poe. I don't think we're gonna see Poe fly anything. Or fly out and get it. I don't think Poe's gonna get a new Starfighter. He might. Even if you're a general, you can have a Starfighter, right? Luke got to keep his X-Wing. Well, oh, you know what else? Let's talk about 9 again. Snoke was a fault. I don't know. I think Snoke was basically the dark side power in the outer regions that Palpatine sensed in the Aftermath books. And he was very, very dangerous. But I hope we see a scene in Episode 9 that's like a council of Force ghosts. Like Rey sets up a new Jedi Academy, and she gets help from all of the Force ghosts that we are familiar with. We're talking Hayden Christensen coming back to play Anakin, Ewan McGregor coming back to play Obi-Wan. We got Mark Hamill playing Luke. Obviously, he'll be there as a Force ghost. Let's bring Yoda back again. Let's bring Liam Neeson back as Qui-Gon. Let's have an ensemble council of Force ghosts. That would really make this feel awesome, I think. There's the other possibility that when Snoke died, his essence went into Kylo Ren. That maybe he possessed him. That might be why, you know, Ben was about to go back to the light, and then you know, why he changed all of a sudden. I don't know if it's he changed all of a sudden. Maybe he just wanted power. Maybe Snoke just wanted his body. But I still feel like if Snoke comes back, that might be a little bit of a cop-out. Good night, everybody who's leaving. For everybody else who's joined us, we're just playing some Battlefront 2, talking about, you know, maybe Episode 9 predictions. Or Han Solo, we were talking about that a little bit. Darksiders can't live past death in Disney canon. Well, Disney still makes up what their canon is. Nobody, you know, there was no unless you, of course, you're part of the story group, and you know, part of the people who decide what the canon is going to be. With there still being unreleased Disney canon movies, the canon is whatever they want it to be. But I think the best thing we got to do is we got to try to just enjoy and try to allow ourselves to be taken for the ride that they want to take us on. And that can be tricky, especially when you have specific things that you wanted to see. As of now, they can do anything they want. If they're willing to explain it, or sometimes no. Realistically, though, if they change something seriously, they'd have to explain it. Considering that Snoke comes from the unknown regions, he could potentially. I mean, heck, we see dark side presences inhabit holocrons. wonder how J.J. Abrams feels about, like, Episode 8 not using any of J.J.'s, like, things that he set up. And, like, wouldn't it be funny if J.J. said, okay, we're gonna, like, start Episode 9 with, it was all a dream. I'm not advocating for that, I just think it'd be funny. You know, I'm willing to accept everything that happened, but I'm just saying that would be some shit. Oh, pardon my language. I'm not supposed to curse on this channel. But that would be funny. So I was playing against a guy on here earlier named The Real John Boyega. And I was like, I wonder if that's really the real John Boyega. Because, of course, if you were the real John Boyega, you would name yourself The Real John Boyega, wouldn't you? That just seems like something weird if that wasn't your name. Like, maybe you just, I don't know, just want to mess with people. But I asked him on Twitter, like, hey, was this you? Because I was trash-talking him a little bit. I mean, I wasn't being cruel or anything. But I really do want him to become a Jedi in Episode 9. Ray somebody? Well, she probably has a last name. It may just be, you know, nothing. Yeah, I do want her to have a last name. Maybe she picks her own last name. And maybe she chooses the name Kenobi. Or Skywalker, or something just in honor. Like she's like, you know what, I'm going to choose my own last name since I don't have one. And then she could be Rey Skywalker, and then being a Skywalker doesn't necessarily have to be through blood anymore. That would be kind of cool. I think that would be interesting, at least. Because, you know, I mean, heck, Anakin wasn't conceived biologically anyway, so being a Skywalker doesn't necessarily... And Shmi Skywalker wasn't anything special, right? She wasn't a Jedi. So the Skywalker bloodline doesn't really even mean anything. Let's go with Thai FO. Super Scribbles. Yes, I can say your name. You are my favorite Scribbles. Out of all of my Scribbles, you're my favorite Scribbles. All right, and we won. Yes, it. What does it mean? Because it has to apply to Shmi, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I mean, explain to me how Shmi is also an important Force user. You want to see a base Delta fleet bombardment to turn the crust of the planet into molten slag, or a croissant or something. Turn a planet into a croissant. That makes me hungry. I want a croissant with like ham and Swiss right now. You just made me hungry. What is my favorite ship from X-Wing? It's the B-Wing. The B-Wing is my favorite ship in all of Star Wars. Easily. Although right right now, I wish I had more resistance bombers because I want to run a big game of resistance bombers. Did I get him? I didn't get him. I didn't get him. This is a hard mission. I hate flying under here. It's so hard to go under there and not crash. At least with the X-Wing. I think the A-Wing's probably better for going in there. The B-Wing has the best maneuver. I think a lot of people would disagree with you there. I like being able to do the 2K turn, but I don't know. I don't know if it's got the best maneuver. That was an FN? That was an AI? Right? Alright. Did we get this thing yet? Okay. Oh, what is this? So I saw a book today. I went into Barnes & Noble. And it was I got the visual dictionary for The Last Jedi, but apparently there's another one about the same size as the visual dictionary that's all about the ships and vehicles, and it's a cross-section book. And I'm like, well, crud, I need to get that too, because it actually has all the classes for the new ships, like the Ninka, and like what class it is. It's a type of Corvette, basically, but it's got a name. It's not like a CR. It's like a free, whatever her home planet was. Free Ryloth class or something like that. Not Ryloth. Oh, I almost didn't get it. Yeah, the cross-section books are really cool. Least favorite ship in X-Wing? The one from the Scum one from episode 7, the quad jumper. I think it's the only one I've never used. Well, except for the brand new stuff, I haven't used all of that yet, but it's the only one I don't know if I ever will use. I just don't like, it doesn't seem interesting to me. Alright, let's get them transports. Well, yeah, the top 10 list wasn't just my favorites, though. It may be... It's got mechanical stuff that's cool. I just think it's ugly. I just don't like it. I don't know, but you asked me, you put me on the spot. I had more time to make those lists. It was probably a better example than the quad jumper. Is the Resistance A-Wing the same model as in the Rebellion? No, they're slightly different. Although it's very, very similar. It's some of the line work on the top is different. Some of the grooves and indentations are a little different. And I think the fins are slightly different angled. Oh, yes. All right. How are we doing? Oh, not that good. Man, this, earlier today I was playing for a little while and I was like going crazy. Top predictions for Wave 13. I will predict Wave 13 for X-Wing with absolute certainty. Are you ready? Here it comes. This is an exclusive. I'm gonna give all of you guys Wave 13. It's going to be the TIE Silencer and the Resistance Bomber. Wave 14, I don't know. I think the new A-Wing will be in there. It depends. I don't know if they're going to go with a First Order or like a sequel trilogy wave or not. Because there's still some stuff from Episode 7, like they never did that Resistance transport, the one that Leia gets off of to say hi to Han. And that was basically a hollowed out B-Wing. They could also do the shuttle that Finn and Rose took, but that was just the cockpit to the Resistance transport. So it could be a ship that, like the Ghost and the Phantom, like it's the Resistance transport and the cockpit part comes off. That would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Oh, Yoda's bomb recharges quickly. Any fan favorite ships I'm looking to see in Wave 14? I mean, the one I want to see most is a fleeting dream, because I want to see the Rogue Shadow with Starkiller on it. Because I really liked Force Unleashed, and I don't see any reason why we couldn't bring him back, as long as we you know, kind of balance him a little bit. Don't make him as strong as he was in that game. Oh no, he dropped the bomb. He got me with the bomb. He knew I was about to kill him too. It's okay. How big was the Supremacy? The Supremacy was monstrous. I think it was like the size of 3 or 5 Executors, Super Star Destroyer, and like something like 20 times larger than the Star Destroyer we're fighting right here. It builds Star Destroyers. Oh no. Oh, it did damage, but it didn't kill me. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. You can't. Don't chase me all the way out here. Alright. See you around, kid. That's another thing how you know Luke will be back in 9. The whole see you around, kid. And it was also mimicking his father, too. So many really cool little things in that movie, man. It's a beautiful movie. I think the Supremacy, I think we'll see the Supremacy again. I don't think it was destroyed. Am I going to win this? I don't know if I've ever won this one before. Oh, go for it, go for it, go for it. We did it! Oh my gosh. I've never won that one before. I don't think. Wow, cool. What do I think is best? Techno Predax or Techno Predux or Techno Predax? I think you should go with the one that you already have. Alright, I think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to check my points, maybe buy some crates, and then sign out. Let's see, what do we get? Oh, we got 6,000. I got a Starfighter booster crate. Oh, yeah, I wanted to see what that booster crate was. Do I have to go in here to collect it? No? Alright, well, let's go open some crates. Got a Starfighter booster crates. Say what we get. I already got that. 9,000. So hey, we got 8,000 now. Let's open. I've been doing hero crates mostly because they're the cheapest, and I end up getting Starfighter stuff. Starfighter crates give me the exact same stuff that hero crates do. Honestly, it's like I get the exact same stuff. All right. Almost. Alright, let's do another one. We can do all of these. And nothing good so far. I get Starfighter stuff in here too. A lot of duplicates. Starting to get to that point where I'm getting all duplicates now. And I don't really care about stuff for troopers because I just buy the things that I craft the stuff I want for troopers. Alright. We got enough for one more, it looks like. Give me something blue. At least I think I've gotten to the point where I don't have to grind as much anymore. I'm just kind of playing for the fun of it. Although I could use a couple more hero upgrades because I've been playing hero attack a lot. And I'll probably do that again maybe this weekend. Do some hero combat. And it's just a big problem with the hero attack is like when you do that and you have AFKs on your team, it's so bad. Whoa, I got a straight up gun in here. Wow, I didn't know you can get straight up weaponry in these crates. I think it's the first time that's ever happened. I already have it, but I think that, wow, if you hadn't, that'd be pretty cool. Well, what do you know? Got 400. Oh, can I craft a purple right now? Let's go. Let's go into my Y-Wing. Let's see what we can do. Bomber defensive upgrade. Is that the weapon system? Oh, so what? No, the weapon system. That'd be like the ion cannon, wouldn't it? I can't upgrade it? Wait, why can't I? I already have this guy. Alright. Why can't I upgrade him? Oh, no, I need 480. Alright. Silly. I'm sitting there looking. Why can't I do it? Why can't I? Well, that's why I can't do it. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Alright, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure you are subscribed and click the bell for alerts. I've got the contest running right now, so be part of that. Check it out. And happy holidays to you guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.